you've identified yourself on this sign. What's your nationality? Guatemalan, right? Have you ever heard of the name Zebulon? He was putting you on, huh? That's the tribe you come from. Because Guatemalan ain't in the Bible. You see that? It's Guatemalan is a name that was placed on you during the 1400s and been passed down. I'm gonna show you who they are in the Bible. Watch, read what you got.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 13. Zebulon shall dwell at the haven of ships.
You see that? It says Zebulon shall dwell at the haven of ships. What's up, cuz? Zebulon shall dwell at the haven. You know what haven is? Haven is a port. It's a port. Look at your flyer. You see what's on the front of that? Let me see your flyer, turn it around. Yeah, you look on the bottom. You see that? It says Zebulon shall dwell. Dwell means be there. That's where they live. That's where they reside. Zebulon shall what?
Zebulon shall dwell at the haven of the sea.
Now the haven of the sea, right? Not sure if you know geographically, they got something called the Panama Canal, which is close to Guatemala, right? In Panama. That's why, and that region is Zebulon. So they have a haven of what?
Haven of the sea.
A haven of the sea. That's where the ports come in. So at the Panama Canal, they built that so the ships can come in and drop off the foods and the products, right? So Zebulon is there. That's how we know that. And in 1999, I think it's like December 20th or 13th, in 1999, the United States government took seize of what? The Panama Canal. They called my brother, Noriega, cuckoo, crazy. He was down there raping people, he was selling drugs, he was a dictator. They put all that on, they plastered this man, ruined his reputation. And then on the documents, you know what was on the documents? On the documents they said, well, if the people of Panama cannot obtain or protect or keep up the Panama Canal, what was the United States gonna do? They was gonna come in and take over. That was in the contract. So you write me a contract of land that I own that you can come in and take. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this out, because the Bible is our history book. And it says that Zebulon shall what?
Zebulon shall dwell at the haven of the sea.
Zebulon shall dwell at the haven of the sea. Read on.
And he shall be a haven of ships.
And he shall be a haven of what?
Ships.
That's the Panama Canal. Right. Read on.
And his border shall be unto Zidon. Issachar.
And who?
Issachar.
Now Issachar is your so-called brothers and sisters of the so-called Mexicans. So now Zebulon and Issachar. So isn't Guatemala near Mexico? Is it close? Watch this. Watch this.
Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good.
Give me Deuteronomy 33, verse 18 and 19. I think that's the one I want. So now keep that in mind. Zebulon and Issachar. I want to show you something special about them. You got a driver's license? Identification, right? It shows you who you are, right? We're showing our people who they are with the Bible. This is our identification book. Because we've been lost, our history's been lost, our language's been lost. Everything has been taken and stripped away from us. We don't know who we are. If we didn't have this Bible, trust me, we wouldn't have our identification card. And we know when we ain't got our ID on us or our driver's license, what the police do? Yeah, they take you in because you ain't got no ID on you. We cannot identify you, so we're going to have to take you down to the station so we can try to identify you. We identifying who the children of Israel are right now. Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 18.
Read.
And of Zebulon.
And of Zebulon.
He said, rejoice, Zebulon, in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tents. They shall call the people unto the mountain.
So now, Issachar and Zebulon shall call their people out of their tents. Now watch this. If you in Guatemala and you scream at the top of your lungs, can I hear you in Mexico? So how are they calling each other? Also, Yedayah, can we get a sample?
Which one?
No, can we get a sample of the calling?
Oh, I got it.
Can we get a sample of the calling?
My bad.
You with me now? This is the sample. Read it again.
They shall call the people unto the mountain.
Uh-huh. So now, which one is up top? Is it Mexico or Guatemala? So Guatemala's on the bottom, right? In terms of geographic, like Mexico first, then Guatemala. Right. Watch this. Listen, read it again.
They shall call the people unto the mountain.
Zebulun shall call the people to the mountains. Who are y'all calling? Issachar.
That's right.
Now, just imagine this. You got 100,000 men with trumpets like that. You think they can't hear that call? Oh, shoot, wait. Did my brothers calling? What time is it? Why are they calling? Read on.
There they shall offer sacrifices.
They should do what?
Offer sacrifices.
We should keep God's commandments. Read.
Of righteousness.
Of righteousness. Zebulun and Issachar were keeping God's commandments together here in America.
Right.
But when the conquistadors came, guess what they did? They split that up. They conquered us. They took us away from God's laws. They told us we could put pants on in the 50s. They said, guess what? God's laws are done away with. Then they came with the ultimate of the ultimates. They told you that Christ looks like this guy. Then they said, hey, wait, Christ is white. Worship white Christ or die. Now watch this. Where's my man at? Out the whopper. We ain't got that one?
No, sir, that's the old.
Oh, we ain't got the out the whopper? Oh, man.
Might be on the back of the flyer.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, you got that flyer. Come here, sis. Let me show you something. Open up that flyer. Let's open that up. Let me show you this. That's all good. Hold that one. Look at this. Look what they doing. They burning. Oh, yeah, right there. You see that? What they doing to that brother? They about to burn him at the stakes. That's King Atahualpa. So in the 1400s, that's what they came and did to us. But prior to that, we were offering sacrifices of righteousness to God. Your forefathers and foremothers was keeping God's commandments on this side of the earth before there was ever a white man that came over and said, we taking over.
Right.
You see that? So we showing you who you are in the Bible because that has been stripped away from you. Matthew 15:24, and then we get in 2nd Ezra. Let me show you who Christ came for, sis. Watch this. This is super important. This is super important out here. Matthew 15:24.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 24.
Right.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep.
To the who?
Lost sheep.
To everybody that was fine.
Lost sheep
Christ said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep
of the house of Israel.
Why did he say lost? Because we lost everything. We lost it. Because you didn't remember who you was. So he says, I'm sent to the lost sheep, the ones who lost out here. Walking around think they got life.
Right.
Walking around think that they woke. Walking around think that they know who they are. Walking around thinking that they got a purpose. Our people are lost. So Christ said, I'm sent unto them.
Right.
The lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
That's why we out here. We here to get the lost sheep. Because without the sheep, without the shepherd, the sheep do what? They scatter.
That's right. That's right.
Christ is the ultimate shepherd, and he sent the disciples, which is us, the prophets, on a mission to get them. To bring them back into righteousness. What's our righteousness? Luke 1 and 6. Luke 1 and 6. Yeah, keep him, Matt. Keep him. Luke 1 and 6.
Luke chapter 1 and verse 6. And
No recess.
Luke chapter 1 verse 6. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments.
Verse 5.
Verse 5.
Watch this, sis.
There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea.
So Herod was an Edomite. They took over our land, and now they were ruling, which are called Edomites. The same people who are in Jerusalem today come from the lineage of Herod. They're the Edomites. So in that time, during the time of Christ, we weren't in rulership. We were slaves. We were captives in the Roman captivity. So during this time, Herod was ruling because he was the king of Judea. Read on.
A certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughter of Aaron.
So now you have a husband and a wife. These are John's parents. You ever heard of John the Baptist? Christ's cousin. John the Baptist is Christ's cousin. That's okay. Once you start reading and start learning, you're going to be brought up to speed. John is Christ's cousin. Now watch what the parents were doing.
And her name was Elizabeth.
Read.
And they were both righteous.
They were both what?
Righteous.
They were both what, sis? Righteous how?
Before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord.
What made them righteous, sis? What were they walking in? In the commandments of God. So now, didn't we just give you a commandment earlier about the attire? Yeah, because now, guess what you are? If you change that, guess what you're going to be in the eyesight of God? Righteous. That's our righteousness. If we keep the commandments of God. But the church say you don't got to keep the commandments of God. Just believe in Jesus. You ever been to church before? Never. You know what? That is a great thing that you've never been to church.
That's right.
Because once you go into church, they're going to indoctrinate you and tell you that Jesus loves everybody. And it doesn't matter what color he is. But why it doesn't matter what color he is when they left the color in the record in the Bible?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.